Yeah, and welcome to the Brindabella Mountains. I'm out at Flea Creek. Yeah, beautiful little spot. Love coming out here. It's totally devoid of connection to the world. No cell reception. You're up in the mountains. Beautiful little creek. Been here plenty of times, as you know. But yeah, I'm out here to give this this new swag of mine its third test. You know, I had 2 aborted camps, as you know, and I'm starting to think that this new swag of mine might be jinxed, but I reckon I'm going to get through tonight just fine. And I'll talk to you a bit about those first 2 aborted camps a bit later. But right now I'm just going to settle in. I just set up. I got a tarp up tonight. I suspect there's going to be a bit of condensation. When you're up in the mountains, you tend to get a bit of fog around, so I'll take it easy on the condensation. I have absolutely no idea how waterproof this swag's going to be, but yeah, got the tarp, so I'm all good. I'm going to have a coffee and just chill out for a little minute and catch my breath. It's pretty warm. It's about 15 degrees. What was it? Yeah, it's 15 degrees when I last had cell reception, so pretty mild sort of day. It's going to probably drop down to maybe 3 or 4 tonight. So starting to get a bit cool here, particularly up in the mountains, but bring it on, I reckon. I'm sick of summer, so I'm keen to get some cold air. I did go for a walk the other day, and there was what I'm convincing myself was a frost on the oval down at the end of my street. It was probably just really, really cold grass, but it looked pretty frosty, so I'm claiming it as a first frost. So yeah, starting to cool right down. I had to do some running repairs on this new mocha pot. The hinge broke, so I fixed it up this morning. It's a bit temperamental, this one. Bit of a case of fashion over function, I reckon. Yeah, it's Friday afternoon. It's 10 past 4, so I got out a bit early. Got out about 2:30 from work, so I got up nice and early this morning and cracked on so I could get out here nice and early, beat the rush. We've just got past a couple of long weekends, so hopefully it will be pretty quiet here tonight. Everyone will have got their camping bug out of their system, hopefully. I'm on the last camp. There's a little road there that goes down through the creek, and there's been a few people riding bikes and hiking through. Haven't seen any cars go through yet, but yeah, you might hear some noise off to the left there. But hopefully we're all good. And like I said, hopefully not many people will come camping this weekend, even though it's a beautiful day. I think we might have a quiet night, hopefully. So yeah, the other reason I put the tarp up was to shield me from what's going on behind me. I don't know whether you can hear that, but there's a car just pulling in somewhere. And I put my ute there, so I've got a bit of protection on that side as well, so I can sort of have a little bit of privacy here. Might get a bit busy, but who knows. Anyway, either or, doesn't matter. I'm chill, and I'll be very relaxed tonight, I suspect. Looking out at the Flea Creek, which is right behind the camera there, and I might go for a wander down to the confluence of this and the Digby River, which is just down there a bit. I might go and have a look at that in a minute. But otherwise, I've got absolutely no plans. I'm going to absolutely just turn off. Been a hectic few weeks, and I got a hectic couple more coming up. So I'm going to just shut it off tonight and just chill out, watch a movie, read a book, listen to the birds, watch the wallabies. There was a wallaby literally bumping through here a bit earlier, which is pretty cool. So hopefully they hang around for a bit. But either way, I'll check in a bit later, maybe when we go for a wander. Yeah, wild dogs again. Fuck. Yeah, Flea Creek's just a trickle. It's been pretty dry the last few months, so not much water coming out of the mountains. There's a wallaby down there. There's a wallaby and a magpie down here in some sort of conference. Or a standoff, maybe. yeah, that was a pretty nice way to end a long crappy week. Yeah, watching the sun slowly go down behind some mountains out in the middle of nowhere, hanging out with a bunch of wallabies. You can see them up here. They're super tame here. Usually wallabies are a bit skittish and they take off the moment they see you, but I think these ones are pretty chill, pretty used to other people. Aren't you, Bubba? Couldn't care less. Yeah, well, I'm going to head back. We haven't got much light left, so I'm going to go back and get a fire going. I've got a couple of cutlets to cook up for dinner tonight and a bit of a salad, so shouldn't be too hard. Not that hungry, to be honest with you. Had a big lunch, so might even just have an apple or something and be done with it. I'll see how I feel in a minute. Okay. Head back to camp and see if anyone else has moved in. Yeah, I brought some wood with me from home. We are in New South Wales here, so you can, collect wood from the, from the bush. And I did break up a few little leaves to stuck on there so I can get that smell of a campfire, which is pretty good. But I brought a fair bit of wood with me so I didn't have to go too far, and plus I do actually like the concept of leaving timber on the floor for the grubs and the bugs and the worms and the whatevers to munch on. Yeah, I miss that smell. Another thing I don't like about summer, no fires. You don't want to set fire to the bush, obviously, but it's also too bloody hot. So it's nice that it's cooling down. So I was going to get some coals ready, and got a few cutlets, tomato from my garden, and some basil which I ripped out of the garden as well before I came out. So yeah, pretty easy dinner. Should be good. Yeah, well, this is the last free weekend I'm going to have before we go over to the UK. So yeah, if it was going to be pouring rain or anything today, I was going to be disappointed because I wasn't going to get to test that swag out for another month or two yet. But yeah, beautiful day today, so I jumped at the chance, and like I said, I got out a bit early from work, so pretty good. But it means I've got to work all weekend to catch up. I've got a fair bit to do. In fact, I've got a shit ton of things to do between now and when we head out, which is, I don't even know, I think it's the 24th or something like that. So not too far away. Yeah, a bit daunting in fact. But we're all ready to go, so everything's under control. Got everything booked, paid for, and done. So it's just a chance to get over there and enjoy ourselves now, so bring it on. I'm going to enjoy it. In fact, we just joined the National Trust, which is gets you access to a lot of really cool places, gardens and old homes and things like that, which should be good. It's exactly why we want to go over there this time, is to travel around the countryside and see all of these wonderful things that have been that we've only seen in books and magazines. So yeah, it should be good. And I've got a mate of mine, he's up there already. He's up in Scotland and he's doing a lot of the things we're planning on doing. So it's good. He's been a barometer, sending me all these tips, which is good. So we're going to go on a speedboat out of New Berwick and hopefully see some puffins, which is going to be a pretty cool little moment, I reckon. So looking forward to that. And we've been reliably informed not to bother climbing Ben Nevis. It's a bit of a gravelly, windy, miserable sort of trip home down on gravel, which is quite hard to walk on. So he said it's just better to look at it rather than climb up it. God, these are good tomatoes. Oh, amazing. Yeah, they're heirloom tomatoes, which I grew from seed. I think I showed you in a video all my 18 plants that were starting to grow. Yeah, so I've got a good feed of tomatoes through summer, which is good. Lots of basil. Yeah, the summer garden was a bit light on this summer, and that was on purpose. I only grew tomatoes, chilies, and basil, and had 2 chili plants, 2 jalapeno plants, and I got 6 jars of jalapenos to get me through winter. So pretty good, and I've given a couple away, so I've got 4 left. So yeah, plenty of chilies, which is good. Hopefully that'll get nice and hot. I don't know whether that little fairy wren's picking up in the camera. Sounds alright. Yeah, I set the tarp up as a bit of a lean-to with a quarter of it hanging over the front, but there's nowhere to tie it up, and I was going to trip over it or going to strangle myself on it, so I'll just flip it over when I go to bed so it just dangles down, which is a nice compromise, I thought. Yeah, love that tarp. A lot of people ask me about it. I did a video the other day on some camping tips, swag camping tips, and I'll put a link up in the corner, but also down at the bottom if you want to have a look at that. But a lot of people asked about the tarp, so yeah, they saw it, and it is a good bit of gear. It's a DD Hammocks 3x3 tarp, and as I said to everyone, I've had it for years, never misses a beat. It's stuffable, you don't have to fold it. In fact, you should stuff it so it doesn't get creases in it. And like I said, I've had it for years, and then give it a fair workout over the years, and it's never missed a beat. Still as good as the day I bought it. I've got a 4x4 one as well. Not that this is a commercial for DD Hammocks. Looking good. Yeah, that sun's going down pretty quick. Hope you can see me okay. I'll get the light out in a minute because it's going to get dark real quick. There's a fair bit of moon out tonight though. Probably a couple of days off a full moon. Big fat waxing gibbous. I might try and get a photo of it later. Good luck with that, eh? Lamb cutlets and 3/4 of a caprese salad. God, those tomatoes are good. Yeah, made a cup of tea. I'm going to settle in. As I thought, the sun went down real quick. Yeah, it got dark real quick. So there is a fullish moon, like I said, so it's reasonably light. You can sort of see around, but yeah, it's always handy to have a head torch, which I got, which I just took off. But yeah, traded out the Kubra for a beanie. I bought this beanie in Jindabyne when I was up there. Yeah, I have a nice collection of beanies, given I'm a ball head. And I live in a place that gets to -8, -9 some nights. So yeah, I'm going to settle in. But before I do, I thought I'd just sort of quickly recap the last few camps. As I said, I bought this swag at a bit of a whim. I had been eyeing it off, but I bought it without sort of giving it a second thought at the time. And first night I went to camp in it and unboxed it. I sliced my thumb open, and also my cat was unwell, so I had to go home. I thought I'd better go home and help the family look after the drugged out sicko little cat that was a bit miserable. So I went home that night. I aborted that camp, and then the next weekend, which was another long weekend, I went down to Yankee Hat with this and went camping again, and got interrupted by a pack of wild dogs. Now, I did show you in the video when they came howling, just sort of off to the side, probably, I don't know, it sounded like they were close, maybe 50, 100 metres away or something like that. And then they sort of calmed down for a little bit, and I thought, maybe they're gone. So I went, sort of settled in and started watching a movie. I was watching Guardians of the Galaxy for about the 10th time. But yeah, I was watching that, and then they started again. And I thought, oh shit. So I decided to pack up. I was going to just hightail out, grab all the expensive gear, like my camera gear and anything that might get pinched, and head home, because it was pitch black by that stage, because there was no moon that night. But I actually packed up the whole camp. While I was packing it up, there was a mob of kangaroos. Like, it was pitch black, like I said, and I had a head torch on, and I looked up, and there was, like, it sounded like about 1,000 kangaroos just howling through that big bloody meadow that was in front of me. And then, like, I didn't see the dogs, but I could sense that they were there. Yeah, you could hear a different change. Like, kangaroos make a distinctive noise, especially when there's millions of them. And then there was some other scurrying around noise. So I'm glad I got the hell out of Dodge. So yeah, so not a big fan of the dogs. And then I saw a sign just up here that said that there's dogs around here too. So kind of getting to be problematic. Like I said the other night, I don't tend to get worried about anything. The only thing that really worries me is me being stupid and doing something silly, climbing along a rock and breaking my ankle or something. Like, there's nothing in the Australian bush that really worries me. Snakes and spiders and that sort of stuff, they terrify everyone else. But you grow up in Australia, you get used to that sort of stuff. And you know how to look after yourself. They look after themselves. They keep to themselves if you just don't interrupt them. So I'm usually pretty chill in the bush by myself. But wild dogs are a different story. In fact, I'm not a big fan of even non-wild dogs when they come running up at me. I do like dogs, but don't get me wrong, but if a dog comes up to me and, especially if it's bristling and it doesn't know me, I'm sort of, shit, what's going on here? But yeah, so anyway, I'm glad I packed up and aborted that camp as well. So this is take 3 on a review sort of video of this little swag. It's a single swag, like I said, and there's a whole bunch of reasons why I bought it. Like I said, I can pick it up and carry it. It's only 8-9 kilograms. Actually, it's about 11 kilograms with all the gear in it, but still, that's not too bad. And you can lug it through the bush, which I did at Yankee Hat last time I was out here. But yeah, it's small and it's light and it's pretty portable. The one thing I haven't done is sleep in it yet, so that's tonight's job, and I'll let you know in the morning how it went. I also, I don't know how good the canvas goes. It's like a manufactured canvas. It doesn't feel like that heavy duty cotton canvas that that you get in tarps and in other swags. But it's pretty sturdy. It runs well. Everything, like the zippers run well. It's all put together really well. And like I said in the last one, the seam here, the canvas is on top of the tub, so it doesn't pool into the tub. So it'll just run straight off. So hopefully it would be pretty waterproof. One thing I have noticed, the awnings on the end are pretty tiny. Like if you're coming down that road there, you can see straight into this swag. So I'm going to put the esky at the back there, or maybe close that door up, because I don't want people sort of driving down that road looking into my swag. So yeah, bit different. The other one, like my other swags, have got bigger end awnings. But yeah, not a deal breaker in any way, shape or form. But yeah, it's nice. Nice bit of gear so far. I'm happy with it. Like everything inside's good. Like it's got little pockets to each end. Big opening doors at the end that you can shut off completely as well. So you can totally black out the swag. Good mesh both sides. Good mesh fly screens, and then the block out canvas. So if you really want to get into it, you can just lock yourself away. And you'll be nice and warm and snug in here. I always leave the door open, as I said a million times, and just use the tarp to keep the moisture off. Only just so I can keep the condensation out of the swag, because I can't stand having like I remember once I went camping years and years ago and woke up and it was dripping inside my tent. And I thought, what the hell's going on here? And it was just condensation, and I thought, well, never doing that again. So yeah, so that's tonight's job. Sleep in this, test it out, see how it goes. It's pretty early. What's the time? It's just after 6. So like I said, we're in winter now, or close to winter. So it gets dark pretty early now. Running out of light, really quick in the afternoons and evenings. So I'm gonna just finish my cup of tea, and then I'm gonna zip myself away and watch a couple of shows or a movie or something. I might finish Guardians of the Galaxy and maybe watch the second one as well. I do have a couple of episodes of Silo. I sort of got out of the habit of watching that, so I can't remember what was going on, to be honest with you. But I've also got my book. I'm sort of halfway through Chamber of Secrets, that Harry Potter thing. And yeah, I might just read for a little bit, but yeah, got plenty of time to chill. But I'll go to sleep pretty early, and I'll be up before the dawn usually, and yeah, go from there. But one thing I can be pretty certain of, it's not going to rain. It's clear as crystal tonight, and they weren't forecasting any rain for a few days or a few weeks, in fact. So stars starting to come out, which is good. So I might just call it quits here for the night, and I doubt anything exciting is going to happen. But if it does, I'll check in. But otherwise, I'll see you in the morning, and I'll tell you how I slept. Should be good. Ooh, good morning. Welcome back to Flea Creek. Nice and cold. Did drop down below zero. So yeah, first sub-zero morning. It's good. I got down to like minus 0.5 or something like that. So yeah, a bit cooler than I was expecting. Slept pretty well though. The doona is a cracker. These down doonas from IKEA, you know, they're not the cheapest things that IKEA do, but they're certainly not as expensive as some quilts that you might buy from certain other retailers. They certainly keep me warm. Yeah, I had to discard the big fluffy socks. But yeah, how did I sleep apart from that? To be honest, the mattress is a bit thin. I sleep on my side, and my hip was pushing right through, so I felt like I was just like right onto the ground, and then I'd roll over and be the same on the other side. So I found myself tossing and turning a fair bit before I went to sleep, and so I had a bit of disrupted sleep as a result of that, because it was I was never really comfy. But yeah, I got up at 4 o'clock and sort of just went for a bit of a stretch and just then went back to sleep and laid on my back, and then I got some good sleep after that, so it was good. But yeah, so I'm going to have to figure something out about the mattress. I think I might put a yoga mat underneath it or something. Or if I'm feeling particularly wealthy one day, I might buy a mattress from 23Zero, one of the 75mm ones, which I know are good. But yeah, this one was a bit thin. But other than that, good little swag. I did notice the size. I noticed the difference in the size. I usually keep a bit of stuff in there, like all my charging gear, like to charge my phones and stuff like that, charge my watch, but also I always keep my day pack in there, which has got toiletries and change of clothes and extra socks and that sort of stuff. And when you're in a single swag, you certainly notice that stuff. So small price. I knew it was a smaller swag, so it doesn't really worry me too much. But other than that, it was a really good bit of gear. There's a fair bit of condensation on the tarp, so I didn't test the waterproofness of it out, but I have no doubt it's in good order for that respect. In that respect, but yeah, quite happy with it. So yeah, just get a yoga mat and I should be good. I think my wife's going to run out of yoga mats if I have to start buying my own. Yeah, well, as for today, I'm going to get up and pack up at 7 o'clock, so it's pretty late for me in the morning. But yeah, I'm going to get up and pack up and head straight home. Like I said, I've only got a couple more weeks before before we're heading off, and I've got a lot of work to do. So, and tomorrow we've got a busy day with the family. So this afternoon's the only chance I've got to get some of that stuff done. So I'm going to pack up and head home and get stuck into that. So it'll be a boring afternoon for me, but it was good to get out and just push pause and turn it all off for a little bit. It was lovely. Last night I was lying here. I did watch Guardians of the Galaxy, and I heard all this scruffing around. I looked out, and a possum literally stood right here, looked in at me. I said, "Oh, how you going, buddy?" And he just sort of looked at me, didn't even faze him when I started talking. And he just wandered off over there, and did his thing. I heard him scratching around a little bit behind me. So it's always good to keep the doors open on your swag and get little visitors like that. He was a beautiful little possum too, big, like his tail was like this big. Awesome. Yeah, nearly forgot my ridge line. But yeah, all packed up. Took about 10 minutes. How good's swag camping, eh? Anyway, I'm going to head home. If you want to check out any of my other videos, check out one of these. But until next time, stay safe. Whew.